So this video was originally going to serve as an homage to Geng's videos he did, but um, I feel as if this year deserves a wrap-up video just because of how strange a year it's been for me as a person and a player. This is probably my lowest EHP year since the game came out, maybe excluding 2013 because I didn't really know what the fuck I was doing. But yeah, let's jump into it. Just a quick disclaimer, I'm terrible at mining and might sound a bit shit at the moment. I've got a cold. Anyway, 2018, coming into the year, I've been training Slayer a bit, with the goal of getting 200 mil magic, so that I might get my 4 200 mils and the same tech, being magic, strength, agility and fishing, which I managed to do in February. I did it on the 5-year birthday of Old School, I'm pretty sure. And I got them all on one tick because I am just fucking amazing. But yeah, finished the Slayer at 113 mil Slayer XP at the start of February. Fucked about for a bit, waiting for Ging to finish. And after I got them, I initially planned to runecraft a bit, just to make a bit of money to slay. Mainly the death runes, so the idea was to go and craft my own death runes, which I thought was kind of cute, but instead I got bored, sold the whips, bought the death runes off a very lovely young girl, and yeah, got right back into Slayer. Started at 13 mil, continued doing the task set that I'd been doing prior with Abbey Demons and like some Necreals, some Mage Dusts and Smokes and Dark Beasts and things like that. It was a pretty pleasant task set. Had a nice mix, nice variation of the high XP, high APM and the chilled out low APM ones. I was also making like 2 GP and XP whilst doing this method, so I was pretty happy, able to maintain about 60k an hour. Didn't really mind it. So I managed to do that. It was kind of weird being on my own, but I'm still talking to Ging and everything, so it was completely fine. Still like the game, still like the skill. Definitely made my peace with Slayer when I came to this realization that I'd done over half of it and there's only another half left to do. But in about it was like May or June, all the fantasy drama happened. I don't want to be the one to bring it back up, but like it's pretty demotivating for me as a leader of the clan, just because of so we spent the entirety of 2017 basically recovering from the Omnia split, which happened at the start of the year in 2017, and we built up to a nice solid number of players, a nice group of individuals in the inner circle, very some very good players amongst them, and through fault, which was not my own and nothing to do with me, I was just basically mobbed with messages and condolences saying that they were going to have to leave the clan just because of what had happened, and it was pretty fucking devastating for me because one of the members who had worked really hard to sort of build it back up to where it was prior to the Omnia split, so it really, really fucking pissed me off because I wasn't really losing players. I was losing friends because these were guys that were all part of the inner circle. So it was really, really fucking upsetting to me. And it's around this time in June or July or whatever it was, I had this fucking huge crisis of just like, yo, why the fuck do I still play this game? There's no reason for me to play. Like, I have no friends who play this game. There's no one I still look up to. All the great players that I used to look up to have just fucking died, disappeared. Just don't hear about them anymore. Whether it be like Wakestock, who I used to be really good friends with and look up to quite a lot, and Ging, and even Vestfold, before he deteriorated as both a player and a person, was pretty influential, especially with me when it came to fishing. Acid Soul again, just everyone's fucking gone. So just fucking one day, because it was summer, friends had finished their final years of university, and they all came back to the hometown where I was living and just said, "Hey, wanna hang out?" And I was like, "You know what? That sounds fucking nice. That does. Let's hang out." So I definitely developed a social life, or rediscovered my social life when I quit RuneScape. Spent a lot of time with my friends, a lot of time drinking and just having a good time basically. It's over summer as well. I really do prefer summer over winter. We had a fucking awesome summer. It was like 30 degrees for 6 weeks, and it was really, really nice. Really, really brilliant. I really enjoyed it. Sat, drank beer, fucking watched the World Cup, and it was just brilliant. Really, really did like it. And I appreciated that I'd actually been able to stop playing RuneScape for the first time in like fucking 9 years or something. Um, but yeah, I've had some family stuff on in the last week of September, which finished a bit prematurely, and I had some time off work regarding the family stuff, so figured I'd hop on, see how everyone was doing, and you know, got the gossip on everything, looked at the high scores, and saw that I was just clinging on to top page Slayer. And whilst I don't particularly care about the ranks, what I did care about was the race between me and Capt King. I had a lot of respect for the race, and it really helped me kick myself into gear. It was really great. Altered the task set to do some Mage Slayer, and just powered on through it. Did the last 30 mil in about 6 weeks, which was really great. Had good fun. Finished in the first week of November. Trying not to divulge too much Slayer because there is video, going into detail with Slayer. But yeah, I'm very, very, very thankful to have that over. Flogged the tab and everything. Had a bit of disposable income, and initially the plan was to go and do some smithing because I figured that the increased capital that I possessed at the time would be really beneficial um, when it came to smithing, because it would mean I'd be able to buy large quantities of rune bars and thus sell, large quantities of the product, the finished product. I.e., I'd have to trade less because I'd be able to sell more in one go. But about a week before I got Tuna Mill Slayer, I just decided against that because I wasn't really ready for my playstyle to deteriorate any further. The way that Slayer deteriorated my playstyle, being so like lax and easy. If I was to, hit this crossroad and go and sink deeper into that laziness, I figured I'd never be able to get out of it and do some of the skills that I'm more interested in, like mining and like Hunter. And I mean, so I figured I'd go with mining because this method is something that I have huge respect for, huge admiration for, huge infatuation with, really. Just to be honest with you, like, besides fishing, I think this is the single best method in the game. Maybe smokes. I like smokes a lot, but all methods of fishing. I personally prefer the reindeer hat, but the herb tar with the cutty, just the cutty, and Xeritic reindeer hat switchings for the old boys as well. It's just so great. I particularly prefer the Xeritic reindeer hat because of the madness of it all. It wasn't as repetitive as what I'm doing now, where it's just herb tar, herb tar, like it was an anticipation game of, you know, just flailing around with a knife in the middle of your invent, and I really, really enjoyed it. I did it for about 15 mil XP, and it was great fun if you actually wanted to sit and concentrate on the game, but I preferred the more therapeutic reindeer hat fishing, personally. Um, yeah, well, I've only done 12 mil XP in this so far. I came into the skill with 58 mil mining XP, or well, 13 mil from 2S2G down there, and the rest from blast mining. Didn't really contemplate doing blast mine at all for mining. The time for the method is gone. Really, I like the method a lot, but the time's gone for it. To be honest, there's um, too many people doing it, and the dynamite's really expensive, which destroys your margin on ores, and just generally, I just didn't need the extra money that it would provide. I would much prefer to do this method and then do some additional astral rune crafting. I just prefer it a lot more than doing lavas and blast mines, so figured I'd stick with what I'm doing currently, and it's working out. I might be taking it slow, but I'm definitely not thinking of turning my back on it. Um, and a lot of it is to do with the industry in December. Um, for catering in December, you get raped basically. I think I was able to maintain about 50-hour weeks at work, with the peak being about 70 at the beginning of December, which might not sound like a lot when you compare it to like RuneScape EHP, but you got to remember that it's 70 hours of standing on your feet, 70 hours of sweating your balls off, 70 hours of being stressed, 70 hours of the same people, they're your friends and everything, but you're gonna argue with them and you're gonna get pissy with them. And overall, it was just quite an unpleasant experience, to be honest. The Christmas menu that we did had about 70 items to prep, and we had to do it all before service on um, like on a Wednesday, and then we had to prep it all on a Thursday and a Friday for the Thursday for the weekend service. It was fucking hell, basically. But it's not too bad. It's the serving, it's fine. It's the prepping side that was a bit excessive this year. Um, but I mean, it's whatever. It's over now. Definitely a bit sleep deprived. Definitely, um, gonna look forward to January, um, and hopefully the hours, taking a step back. So it's gonna be kind of nice. And a lot of the time that I should have, finished work and gone home and slept and be ready for the next day, I just ended up going out with friends after work and everything and having a good old time. So I was well and truly knackered basically by the end of by New Year's. It's the second today and I'm still suffering because I've been on like a 14-day bender or something, like not been sober in like 14 days, just because I've been fucking like partying ever since Christmas, working, and I'm fucking exhausted. But I've not had anything tonight, so I'm sitting here with a cup of tea, some RuneScape, very, very, very anchored to the old ways it used to be. Yeah. So other things that happened this year with me. Started gymming. It's been a bit neglected recently, just because of how much I've been working. Gonna pick it back up at some point, hopefully, because I'm getting a bit chunky again. Despite having this tweeted about it, I went about um, 11 days or something. No, 13 days. Went 13 days. This was during the run up to Christmas, basically, where I just didn't fucking want to eat a thing. Like, I was feeling like really, really sick, really, really exhausted. So I just sort of didn't eat anything solid for quite a bit of time. Like I had a bit of soup one day, and like I couldn't even bring myself to eat things. Like I had some chocolate, and I just like fucking spat it out as soon. Like I chewed it up and just spat it out because I just couldn't fucking keep it down. I would have actually been sick if I tried to swallow it. I'm not too sure what was wrong with me, but yeah, I lost a bit of weight doing that, but it's not healthy, and my appetite is now back in full force because the cheese, man, the cheese. Um, RuneFest happened. I think I was playing the game when RuneFest happened in October. Yeah, I was still playing. I was just picked the game back up when it happened. In hindsight, probably should have been the year I went to because there were a good number of people going. However, kind of couldn't justify it because I didn't really have a party to go down with. I'd just sort of be rendezvousing with people I know. You know, it'd be a bit weird. It'd be okay to just say hi to people and everything, but to spend like £200 just to say hi to someone when we could easily just have a meetup closer. I mean, it's whatever though. I don't really have any regrets of not going. Maybe next year. But we'll see. I was very disappointed with the old school stuff, to be totally honest. The section was only like 30 minutes long. 36 minutes I've got written here. Like, fucking hell. 36 minutes? They started like 20 minutes late and then they finished on the hour. It was absolutely appalling. And what they announced wasn't too intriguing to me. The Hydra, don't care, don't do PVM. A new Slayer boss, this new Slayer master, don't care, 200 mil Slayer. The achievement diary might be cool. I do like an achievement diary. Good fun to complete, kills a day. Warding, absolutely no interest in warding, but an evil part of me wants it to come into the game just to see how much sort of turmoil it can cause within the HLC. Yeah. Priff might be cool. As long as they don't go down the RuneScape 3 route of just having loads and loads of loads and loads of really overpowered stuff there, could be alright. Still waiting for Desert Treasure 2, basically. Farming Guild, recently picked farming back up with some of the excess capital I had from finishing Slayer, so I've got 200 mil bank now. I think about like 133 mil, 134. So yeah, I'm going to continue doing that. Got a tree run, probably going to be ready in 10 minutes actually. So yeah, I do like mining. It's hard, but it's rewarding, I guess. It's not exactly slow either because I'm probably able to maintain about 115, 120k an hour, 125 if I'm concentrating, and for me that's quite quick. The quickest thing I've ever done is probably the strength at like 113k or something, so this is quite quick in comparison, and I'm quite happy. And I mean, I'd be happy if I was getting over 100k now, to be totally honest. Goals for 2019? Not a fucking clue, to be totally honest. I'm gonna have a pretty busy year. Just sort of making the most of, my time that I've got, or gonna be busy earlier on in the year, and maybe around April be a bit more free to continue playing the game, if I even want to continue playing the game. If I finish mining, it probably won't be until like September or something, which is really, really terrifying. And then I really wouldn't know what I'd do after Slayer, after mining. I'm running out of justifying the skills to do because very shortly I'm going to get the ones that I just fucking hate. I could do some Hunter and then just smash out a massive viable year in 2020 with the capital that I'd have from Hunter, but I'm not too sure about it just yet. Barely scratched the surface with mining, so I don't really want to go and say things, a year in advance basically. Because I really don't know. I really don't think I'll end up reaching 200 mil mining. As much as I like the method and everything, I don't think I've sort of got the endurance or the time or whatever to finish it. But yeah, it was a very strange year for me. With quitting the game and everything briefly, then returning and then quitting again and returning. It's a bit strange. It's something I've never done. I've always been a very consistent boy. But yeah, 2019 is going to be a very strange year for me, personally, in real life and everything. I just really can't comment on RuneScape just yet because I'm not sure if I'm even going to continue playing it. I'm not saying it really in a negative way though. It's just I am going to be fucking strapped for time to log in and play the game, as I have been quite recently. But yeah, hope you liked this video, and I apologise for the poor mining again. Please don't bully me.